to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Welcome back. This is a painting taken from a photograph, and it's EIFL. I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure, but if you know different, you'll tell me. I'll give you a run round of the colours. We've got Naples yellow, cobalt blue, French ultramarine, magenta, Indian red, burnt umber, aureolin and raw sienna. So with that we'll just get started with it. I'm going to take some cobalt blue. I'm just going to deepen it a little tiny bit. Add some water to that. I want some pale areas, and as you can see I've left a thin film of water on the paper, and I'm just allowing this to explode in that. It's a nice sort of breezy sky. Bring it round here. I've dried off the hills and the cliffs. I'm not very watery up here, so I'm just adding a little bit of water to it. And into that I'm going to take some magenta. There's a little bit of violet in this. It's always nice to get a little touch in with a little bit of light red. I just want to drop a little bit in. Just helps to change things up a little bit. Just adds a real lot of interest into the sky. And I want to take some Indian red, some French ultramarine, quite thick. A little bit of burnt umber to bring it round to the red side. Indian red once again. Let's bring some storm clouds through. I want to slightly wash this down over this hill. Just dropping in some pools of deeper colour. Some water, and I'm just going to drop this in. Play with it for a minute or two. Just gently pulling it into the other colour. I do want some white areas left. And I want some French ultramarine. Some light red. I'm going to use the light red to grey this down, just deepen some areas of the blue. Let's take some of the Naples yellow in here. Touch of raw sienna. I would like a little green, so I'm going to take some aureolin. I want to drop this in. Just deepening it down here. It's just getting colour in. This is just a damp kitchen towel. Just allowing some nice edges to form. There's no pressure, I'm just rolling this in. This will all go really granulated. And then you're going to leave that to dry. Now your sky's dry, I've just re-wet the whole of this rocky, hilly area. Naples yellow once again, pushing this up. Raw sienna. This will be your underwash. But I do want this to dry really pale. Raw sienna, the Indian red. then you're going to leave that to dry. Now that's dry, I've just re-wet this little headland there, and I want this to sink into the background a little bit, so I'm going to make a grey up, a little bit of a red grey with cobalt blue and Indian red. I'm just going to drop this in. We're going to be shading these hills in individually, which can take you some time, so I'll just do a couple and you'll really get the idea of what I mean. So I'm just dropping some water in there, and then I'm going to strengthen up this colour because I want this to come forward. And it's still cobalt blue and Indian red, violet colour. And the board is set at an angle, and I just want this to run in certain areas. I want to bring some shape out, just adding shadow in here, allowing some of the underwash to show through here. Just giving this some shape and form. Don't get too much on the brush. You see how you get your rocks to start to stand out? So I'm going to add a little bit more water onto this one. Taking some of the same colour again. You can make this one a little bit darker because you want to bring it forward. So I'm going to add the first colour in. Take some burnt umber, add that to that grey there, just to get a different darker colour. With some French ultramarine. Between the two greys you can work it out. You may have to come back once it's dried a little and just adjust everything. To bring it across there, take some of this colour. So you can't see it. So I'm just taking some of this colour once again, and I'm just making a nice dark colour. French ultramarine, a little bit of Indian red. I'm making a dark grey once again. I'm going to bring this outside edge out. This will teach you negative painting round things. Instead of painting something in, you're painting round something. I can make this quite dark along here to stand out, which will separate this from that. And I'm just going to let that spread and dry. I'm just adding a little water to the tops of these cliff tops here. Hurry all into that, and that will give you its natural green colour. to drop a little bit of burnt umber into this Indian red and bring a little bit of earth colour into it. Then I want to take some clean water and just come back into the sea. And I do want some of this green in here again, kind of a yellow green. Take some of the blue, put that in. Just a touch of the magenta, just to really darken it. And we'll just let that dry. I do want to put a little movement in the waves, so I've just mixed up some French ultramarine aureolin with some magenta just to deepen it. I'm just going to touch this in, just create some waves, some movement. Damp brush and just soften off some of the bottoms on it. Add some water to it. A big brush, load it and bring it across the bottom just to darken this. As we darken it, pull your eye and focus it on the rocks. Just gently pulling it in and fading it out. Then you want to leave that to dry. I'm just checking some Magello Mission Gold titanium white paint. This is straight from the tube, and I just want to bring out some of the tops of these waves. One or two birds in the sky. And this is where you can get to sign it, put a mount around it and frame it, and hopefully I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.